Hello, fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2016, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, there is a lunar eclipse in your sign. I mentioned this last month. I told you that this month would be a very important one for you. And now here we are. As you are on the precipice and gearing up for that late month lunar eclipse. So before I get there, before I talk about that, let me just take it a little bit back and talk about the fact that we're also having a solar eclipse. All of us out there experience eclipses, and they are like a solar eclipse is a new moon jacked up 20 times, 25 times. And a lunar eclipse is like a full moon, but 20, 25 times more powerful. Eclipses bring you back on a path towards greater love and greater wisdom. They're about aligning you with a more loving and wise fate. So, however off track you've gone on that is as dramatically as you'll be brought back. But if you strive to be conscious and you're living in alignment, or at least you have the intention to live in alignment, then this can be a really empowering time where you understand, you make refinements, and you move forward with that much more clarity. So we have the solar eclipse taking place. This eclipse is speaking with Jupiter. It is speaking with Saturn and speaking in harmony with Pluto, suggesting a truly powerful celestial occurrence that ultimately empowers you greatly. And it empowers you especially where it comes to the workplace and working in general, right? Your daily rituals, and also health and health-related habits. What's really great about this is that it gets you honest. That's what eclipses do. They certainly do get you honest, but also they open up pathways where you didn't even know they could be. So we've got this solar eclipse taking place. It's brand new starts, beginnings all around, opportunity coming out of nowhere and landing in your lap. You might have some mixed feelings around this, okay? Saturn is speaking with this particular eclipse. So you might have some mixed feelings around it, but you see the benefit. It's a step, maybe not as big a step as you might have otherwise liked, but a step nonetheless. And it speaks to you being empowered, understanding where it is that you can change to create momentum of better and better things. We've got this eclipse happening for workplace situations where it is, if you actually go somewhere and you do your work in a particular place, right? Not everybody does. Some people work from home or work on the road. But if you've got an environment that you go to, your workplace, you go day in and day out, 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be. 10 to 6, right? We all have different schedules. It is going to be in this space that the changes are likely to take place. It could be a chance for you to get a promotion. But again, it looks like there might be some mixed feelings on your part because it isn't just about the promotion, but it's about you understanding that there's actually going to be a whole lot more work and a whole lot more to learn as well. And you're evaluating the gains that are likely, and it looks like a bit of a mixed bag. For others of you, it might be you wanting to grow, wanting to have a promotion, take on greater responsibility. But then you're looking at and you're being evaluated for what you have done and where you are now. And yes, you'll be given steps to empower yourself to move yourself forward. But ultimately, what this also says is that you are being asked to get real with yourself about why you want this. Do you want this because you really feel like this could be exciting and you could grow and you could be more motivated? Or is it just about having that little bit extra added to your paycheck? That's where the honesty comes in. But regardless, just know that if you undertake this journey, learning will be involved. You will have to take little courses. You will have to take on new skills. And if you're into that, then this can be a time that sets you off on a very rewarding path. This can also be a time when a new coworker enters the picture. With new moons and particularly solar eclipses, the emphasis on the sun, Even though Pisces is a feminine sign, I actually think that solar eclipses tend to represent men more than women. However, I also take into account that we understand gender differently now than we ever have before. And this is great, right? We're understanding what it means to be human differently than we ever have before. So even that, ultimately, I think of it as masculine energy and feminine energy. We all have some combination of that, right? Some percentage, either way. Regardless, there's a strong masculinity to a solar eclipse. And so this can suggest someone new coming in who is going to represent a different way, a different structure, and going to want to bring about some different structural changes at that. Ultimately, again, this can empower you. It looks like there is something exciting about it. It's showing you a new way to do things, and that can be amazing. And at the same time, you might be seeing as well that, you know, this could be a mixed bag all around. Sometimes it takes a while to get to know somebody. Sometimes you just know right away. You feel a vibe, you get the proverbial it, you feel it, and you know what it is meant to be with this person. And when you are there, that is a place that you have to be a little bit careful, because sometimes that is true, right? You get a feeling, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna like working with this person. I gotta get out of here. That might be it. But it might actually be something totally different. Like, oh my God, I'm in love. Well, if you're in love with your new coworker, that can be a little interesting, right? That can bring in a whole other dynamic to it. So do pace yourself in a sense. I want to say pace yourself because we do have that Saturn speaking, and yet at the same time, trust yourself is always, always a good bet. Where it comes to your health, this can be a brand new beginning, new habits setting in, a determination for meaningful change inside and out. And this can be a time when really whatever's motivating your changes, whether it's superficial or feeling better, you can get results very, very quickly with this particular solar eclipse. Like you make a leap forward when there's a solar eclipse, and particularly where it comes to changing your habits. And especially taking on new habits, especially if you focus in on that, you can start to experience change very dramatically, very quickly as well. So of course, now we move on, right? We move towards the eclipse in your sign, and you really are the center of the party, the celestial party. Lunar eclipse in your sign always brings a change in what it is that matters to you most. And it gets you to be honest with yourself, and in some cases, uncomfortably so. But the thing is, a lunar eclipse or any full moon, you usually can feel it coming. You see it coming. You know what the situation is. But it's about finally getting real with yourself, finally getting honest with yourself. That's what the lunar eclipse promises. But it isn't just about getting honest. It's an honesty that changes you, that contributes to a shift in focus and understanding what matters, what's important. It's a shift that ultimately leads you down a whole different road, a road in which you are feeling that much more clear by acknowledging your emotions and acknowledging your intuition. Where a solar eclipse has a certain rationality to it, a lunar eclipse is decidedly emotional, intuitive, receptive. It is about what is taking place and allowing an acceptance to occur with that. Wherever it is that you have not wanted to truly be honest with you, life is going to put you in a situation where you've got to accept the truth of your heart. Now, this does have a love-related connotation to it, and I'll talk about that in the love-focused horoscope. But more importantly, it's about you and what it is saying about you. What it's saying about what you have given your emotional energy to, where it is deserved and where it is not. This is a powerful insight into the power of your emotions to manifest amazing things. but also your emotions as sacred and deserving of sensitivity. Where it is that you are not experiencing that in any area of life, whether it's from you, from coworkers, from bosses, from relationships of all kinds, where it is that you know you are not getting it, you will make changes. In fact, you can't help but make the changes now. And ultimately, those are changes that will put you on a pathway towards trusting your life that much more. It might not be evident necessarily what's coming up ahead right around the days of that lunar eclipse, but you know, you can feel it, and there is that certainty, and people are going to be there for you to have those, to talk it out, really, to have those one-on-one sessions to talk it out. And all of that will fill you with the certainty that what's up ahead can't help but be absolutely amazing, because it is rooted in truth, the truth about who you know yourself to be. And that self, I do believe, you will love very much.